Boom! We are live. Here we go.
Weird. Yeah, buddy. First webinar for us two, Sky and Josh Stewart here. This is going to be awesome,
Skyrocket
guys.
the state. And
Can't wait to
Anna,
rock it
thanks
out.
for joining us. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Just in time.
Welcome.
Well, I like it.
Wow, that was spot on. I literally just clicked the broadcast. Bam. Nice, nice. Hey, don't be afraid to turn your webcam on if you want.
All right, Josh. Why
No,
don't you
that's fine. I understand
introduce
if you're
yourself,
shy.
where you're from, and then if Anna figures it out, from then she can jump on and introduce herself and where she's from.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we're gonna hold off maybe another minute or two.
No. Let's go. We're live, man.
You wanna go? All right, cool. So welcome, guys. This is our new broadcast that we're gonna start doing every Wednesday. Essentially, in these webinars, you can expect to bring the best. It's going to be a recap of what we've learned in the previous module, and just to touch upon actual strategy that we're utilizing in our own business that's allowing us to generate success. Especially for the new members that are starting to join, I think it's going to be powerful for them to have a recap. I think that's one of the things that's missing so far, is that people are only seeing what they get in that module, and then maybe the one webinar that our mentor is teaching. However, with this, it's going to allow us to touch upon further strategy and just allow us all to understand it a little bit better. And it's also going to be open to questions. You know, if you guys have questions, feel free. That's what this is for, because we want to answer those questions the best of our ability. And yeah, it's just supposed to help you guys. So welcome, and here we go. So tonight, I want to start out with just discussing the conference call of last night. It was really powerful, and those of you that missed it, well, you missed a good one, but hey, we're going to talk about it again. Hey, how's it going? I see the webcam's on there. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad you're on here with us. So you're actually one of the few that were like, hey, let's do this. I want to learn more. I want to review what happened. So that's exactly what we're going to do tonight, Anna. So yeah, like I was starting to say, right now I want to talk about the conference call. I don't know if you got on last night, but one of the key things that was discussed was, in your business, you got to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, it's going to be hard for you to succeed, because you're going to be kind of chasing the next best thing every time. Paulo explained it last night that he kind of drifted from his own vision and realized it, and for that reason, you know, we were kind of lacking in that. So what I want to say is, you know, when you have a vision, it's clear, and the most evident it is that, you know, your vision moves at the speed of your obedience to your vision. Cassandra said that last night, and just to review that again, it's essentially saying your ability to stick with that vision, your ability not to stray from it, but to believe in yourself and to constantly take massive action. Paul said, you know, if you're not consistently doing the work and you kind of drift away, you can't really expect that major breakthrough, because you're not putting your all into it. And I think this was really awesome last night, because, you know, I think a lot of us kind of oversee that. We don't really think about it. We're just looking for that result, that first result. Maybe that's our second, or maybe it's our third and fourth. But we're looking for those results. And at the same time, you want to keep your vision there. You know, what are you going to do with those results? What's the next step you're going to take that it brings you closer to that vision you have? You know, what's that goal you have at the end? Is it to live in your dream house? Is it to, you know, maybe go travel more? I don't know what it is for you, but for me, I was saying last night is, you know, to gain that financial freedom and just live that simple life, more or less, stress-free, and just live what I want to live, you know, and not worry about the money, you know, because I think a lot of people are so stressed about money that they forget about the simple things in life. They forget that you're living another day. That's another day for you to be better than yesterday. That's a day for you to take advantage and strive for that next level of success. Maybe you're taking another risk that you didn't take yesterday. Whatever the case may be, you want to take another step forward in the direction of your vision. Does that make sense? I don't know how you guys see towards that, but
Yeah, absolutely. Really, what it comes down to is you got to keep the vision in the forefront of your mind and be going at it constantly. Because if you don't, that fire is going to die out, and it's going to be a little bit harder to reignite it. And that's only me talking from my personal experience. I'd like to talk a little bit about where this vision came from, and it really came from us all meeting in Las Vegas, Nevada. I actually got a chance to go out there with the team as well, and there was about I think 13 or 14 of us, I could be wrong, that all got to actually sit down. And Arvo here, he's as well, and I got to sit down and we got the master. We really produced this vision of Project 1000 and showing up with 1,000 people in Nashville, Tennessee. And that's really what started this whole mastery group and this traffic strategy that we're learning. Basically the fastest, quickest way for us to achieve our vision. It's cool because your vision's eventually going to change because your vision's really a goal, and once you achieve that goal, you're going to have to build it bigger and have it even more powerful than it was before. And really, I think that's exactly where we build off of Paulo and Cassandra's experience of them just building a team at first, but then having it big enough to fit everybody else's dreams into that one vehicle. So it's really cool because when we get to Nashville, it's going to be us seeing the progress of how our vision played out, and it's really going to tell us what more action we need to take in order to make this vision that we have a reality. So that's where I want to think that a little bit.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, Arvo. I see you join us. That's awesome, man. Good stuff. So if you missed so far, Arvo, what we're discussing is last night's conference call. What we discussed, in short, what Scott was talking about was our vision, how important it is to have a vision when you're doing this business. And I want to even relate that to anything in life. If you want to be successful, you want to have a vision, right? You want to have that step-by-step to some extent of how you're going to get there. And at the end, what is it you actually want? What is it you want to accomplish? Because if you're doing anything, I hope you have a game plan. I hope you have something in mind that you want to reach in the end. Because if you don't, then it's never going to be clear. And like Sky said, it's going to eventually fade. And you're going to kind of stray away from that actual goal. You might do other things in the meantime. So we're going to continue on, but is there any questions so far? I just want to answer anything if someone has questions.
If you do have any questions and you're seeing this video when it's not live, go ahead and message us on Facebook and we'd be happy to answer those questions for you. You can find me at SkyCloud DeLawyer and Josh Stewart, right?
Yeah, Stewart.
Anything else?
So the next thing that we're going to cover is last Saturday's Saturday Domination. I believe you missed that, Anna, right?
Yeah, I was at a tournament.
Yeah, no worries. Absolutely. I mean, hey, we all have lives outside this, right?
Yeah.
What I'm going to answer for you is essentially it was a recap of Module 1, what exactly you learned, what did it entail. Module 1 was, building a list, turning the gas pump on, easy streak to the 3K per month, how you're going to get there, and the 3 strategies. Which I'm sure you took notes on, building a list, the weird list building system, dirt cheap, high converting leads, how to get our leads to the point that they're converting and making sales for us. Because essentially you want to make a capture page that's actually converting. And the way we're going to do that is some steps that Paul was talking about. I don't know if you're familiar with ClickMagick, but that's one of the very cool tools that we're using that actually allows you to see how many clicks you're getting. And then you can see at the end which one's converting the most. He's thrown around the fact that we could work with Igor. I haven't had experience with that yet, but that's going to be a great opportunity because the guy, that's the first time I've seen someone promise that they're going to guarantee you 30% conversion or higher. And if not, they're going to run it for free, and they're going to run exactly what they told you they're going to run. So that's definitely someone that's new to this and that wants to get results should definitely take that route. For instance, Sky and I, we've gotten results and we've reached like that 30%, but we're still continuing trying to really find that niche. You know, what exactly is in our capture page that's allowing our prospects to actually click that? Like, what's really engaging us with it? That's what you want to know. So that's what Module 1 essentially was how to get that going and how to really get that money that you're looking for, right? I mean, you want to make people Black Card members because that's how you're going to get that quick 3K per month. But another thing that I think that is important to announce here is something that you might have not known if you weren't at that Saturday Domination, and that was taking action in your own community. What Apollo means by that, or what is meant by that, is the iPass community, or maybe you're an Empower, but taking action in that community. The reason being is because it's going to be easiest for you to contact or interact with those people in general because they're already a part of your community. They already have the same goal in mind that they want to be successful. They're looking for help. It's stressed enough that people have problems, and our business is catered around solving those problems, providing value and solving those problems. That's how we're going to be successful, and that's how we're going to make this crazy lifestyle, this crazy money. You know?
Absolutely.
That's the next level
I
of
need to
success.
completely cut you off, but I want to kind of touch on what Paulo was talking about with cross-recruiting and kind of broaden your mind about that. When we're talking
Yep.
about getting inside of these other communities and trying to help people out, the general idea from cross-recruiting is getting them to buy into your business opportunity, and that's what we want to do. Basically, what we're simply doing in our community is providing value and sharing our tools and our knowledge. And that's what we are selling them in order to create our marketing budget. By no means are we trying to do anything from company standards because they already have a vehicle themselves and they're in our own community. So really we're just extending our knowledge and getting paid for that. It wasn't clear for me at first, the first time I heard it, and that's why I kind of wanted to elaborate on that.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'll elaborate on that even further for those of you that don't know either, because I asked Paul, I didn't really know what that meant at first, but essentially what Sky's saying too is like, all right, I've taken action and I've talked to people in my community. Some of them are pro members, some of them are Black Card members, whatever the case may be. What he's saying is like, let's say they did the trial, they got the basic package, right? Well, you know full well that you've talked to them and they're interested, let's say, in becoming a Black Card member. You honestly could tell them, yeah, if you quit and then start again, you could join with us. That's what we're saying. Like, you don't want to do that. You don't want them to like start back up because you're stealing business from someone else. And that's red flags right there. And iPass will just kick you out because that's wrong, not ethical. So again, that's just something we want to clear right off the table. Is just don't do that. It's just not ethical. But yeah, so back to what I was saying is you want to interact with your community as much as possible. It's going to allow you to find that small result real quick, and that's going to generate into a bigger result because who knows, you know, maybe they want to be a part of your business opportunity. Yeah, they're in iPass, but maybe they want to learn the Soul Ad strategy, and that's when you're going to bring the huge value of how they're going to get there. Because guys, we have the tools that they need to get started. As simple as it sounds, a lot of these people have no idea what solo ads are, and if they do, they don't really fully know how they work and how effective they can actually be with the right tools. So when I say that, I mean, you know, a capture page. You need a capture page. You need to have a successful one that converts. You need to have a successful funnel, which is all taught in our mastery. And you need an autoresponder. Not only do you need an autoresponder, you need to know how to use it and understand how follow-ups work and how effective they can be. Because let's be honest, when you get your results from your solo ads, not everyone's going to buy into your business at first, okay? But that's fine because guess what? We're not just doing this for sales. In fact, we're doing this to build our list. We want an extremely big list, and we want to continue to grow that list because that's constant revenue. That's the opportunity to constantly make money, guys. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to follow up with that. You're going to make sure that list stays warm, and you're going to follow up sending emails and showing more about your business opportunity. The more you show, the more consistent you are in that action, the greater your chances are of these people buying into your business and you starting to generate that income. Okay, that's very crucial. So, for example, this past couple of weeks, I've been doing exactly that, the community. And I reached out to, I don't know, a handful of people, and I've got responses from like 3. And I got to a point where they're like, hey, yeah, I'm offering you a free 15 to 20-minute phone call. And I did this exactly through Paulo's strategy of the Survey Monkey, which essentially is just gathering information and pretty much pre-framing them, finding out what it is they're looking for, what it is they have, and what it is they actually need. And from there, you can already know what you're getting yourself into, okay? That's really important to understand because it allows the phone call process to be that much easier. When you pick up that phone call, yeah, it might not be the easiest thing to do, or it might be uncomfortable, but you're gonna get that confidence in you because you already have information on them and what they want. And when you get on that phone call, you warm them up, you talk to them, and then you get right into it. You talk about the Survey Monkey. You talk about, hey, so let's talk about your results, right? And then from there, you break off from there and you say, hey, so I've gotten results, and these are the tools I'm using. And then you start to explain that, and you send them the links. Now, in that part of it, it's important.
Can I just back up a little bit first?
Yeah.
At the beginning, when you're reaching out to these people in the community, you also want to keep in mind that the ultimate goal at hand is constantly building your list. So before you even have them fill out your survey, get them on your list. That way it's going to keep you accountable for writing those emails out every day, and it's really going to, in a sense, require you to give value to this person so that they know that you can provide what you're actually telling them that you can provide, and I think that's a really important part to this is because being in this community, I've had the chance to get on with webinars with a lot of people who have made a lot of money on online marketing. And one of the key points that I've really taken away is from actually one of the people in our group, JDC. And he pointed out the fact that you want to be the king and the queen of follow-up. You want to be always reaching out to that person and making sure that they know that you are there to help them, to serve them. And really with the autoresponder and the follow-up process, it's allowing you to do that without constantly having to be there. And it's just a matter of having that properly in a way that it really provides value to your list. Constantly growing that list, happy list, happy bank account.
Bingo. That's awesome, guy. You hit it right away. That's another key point that really needs to be addressed in SurveyMonkey is that you're not only trying to get this information from them, what they need, but you want to generate that list. I mean, why not, kill two birds, one stone, right? So actually, to top that off and add to that, Sky, I'd like to say that in my survey, it actually automatically captures their email. There's a spot where they actually put their name, their email, and the best phone number to reach them at. That's something to kind of, again, make sure you're capturing as much information as possible, because again, you're trying to capitalize on this, right? You're trying to make not only a sale but a list. So yeah, back to my example. I spoke to this girl. He was new to iPass, right? And when I went into the community, so I'll point this out right away. When you're looking in your community, key things to look for is obviously someone saying, "Can anyone help me?" It's so obvious when someone needs help. It's not even funny. Those are the people you want to target because obviously those are the people that need help, and it's obvious. And then the next thing is to private message them. You don't need to announce it right in the question and answer. I didn't do it that way. In fact, I private messaged them because I think at that level, they're looking for help. They don't need everyone to know their business at that point. You can just say, hey, I'm Anna, and I see that you need help. I see you're an iPass member too. I've actually found success online. I've found huge results, and it's been pretty easy to do. And I see that you're looking for help. Would you want to learn how to do the exact same thing that I'm doing? If so, message me back. I look forward to hearing from you. Bam. Like it's like simple. You're gonna get really familiar with just talking to these people, and just pre-framing them. Just introducing yourself. And from there, I got a response in a matter of 15, 20 minutes. Fortunately, it could be hours, whatever. But the key is to respond as quickly as possible because, again, it's like a list. It only stays warm for as long as you keep it warm. So you want to do that. So what I did then is I responded, and what did I do? I set up, hey, before we set up this 15 to 20-minute phone call where I'm going to give you free coaching on what I'm doing, can you please fill out my survey just so it'll help me to better help you when we do this free phone call? And that was perfect because who's going to really refuse a survey when they know that it's going to help them, right? So it takes, you just tell them, hey, it's going to take you a matter of a minute maybe, and they'll fill it out, and you'll get a message in your email on SurveyMonkey, and you just look at that. As soon as you get that, go on back. And then from there, it's on you, keep moving forward, and you're going to get results because, again, guys, people need help. People need your solution, which we have, and you're going to provide it for them. Again, Paul has stressed it enough that the tools that we have are phenomenal, and you're going to make money off that because, again, people need those. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Sky, but...
Yeah, no. It just kind of occurred to me, though, that we also posted this link in the Quantum 1000 takeover. So, guys, if you are getting massive value out of this, go ahead and put that in the chat group because I'm honestly curious to see who really took the time to get on and see what we're sharing with you guys. But no, Josh, you really hit everything right on the head. I love where you were going with that. I think we can go ahead and move on to the next point. Anna, do you have any questions?
I guess I'm kind of probably one of those people that's kind of stuck right now that would be asking all the questions.
Go ahead.
So,
Let's start with some questions.
well, because I think the SurveyMonkey's free, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, that's something super easy to use. I haven't used it before, but because I'm very new to this too. And I mean, because for me, it's kind of like information overload so far.
Yeah.
So I'm just to where it's like, okay, I'm just stuck and not doing anything because I'm like, I don't even know where to start anymore.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm glad they narrowed it down to 3 videos now because it's a lot simpler now. So I guess a big question, it might be a little off topic from this, but where would you suggest just starting? I've tried some free advertising on Craigslist and Facebook, and I haven't had much response. I've had a pretty good response from Craigslist, I guess. It's just trying to get, I guess, the follow-ups with people.
Right. Okay.
So confused.
So I don't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
All right, so it kind of just stuck out to me. You're looking at free advertisement and whatnot, and that's good. When I started out, I was in your same shoes as you. I was curious. I was like, which way do we go? Do we do free advertisement, and if so, is that effective, or do we do the paid? I just didn't know. Fortunately, I had a good coach, and he turned into my mentor, and I've been going since. But it depends on the rate you want to go, Anna. Free advertisement is phenomenal, but there's a learning curve with that, and it depends on if you're willing to be patient for that. But you're a part of our group right now, and Soul Ads is going to be the mastery for this. It's going to be literally the quickest way to those results that you're looking for. I'm not saying to stray away from your free advertisement, but I definitely would love to see you still have that focus, I guess, on Soul Ads, because really that's going to be your breakthrough. I guarantee it. But if you're interested in free advertisement, Craigslist, I've heard, is a great tool. And so is
elaborate on the free advertisement part, actually. Really, Anna, to conquer your follow-up situation with the people that you've already gotten accommodated with on Craigslist, the SurveyMonkey is really a tool that you really want to use to establish an authority with this person, kind of show them that, hey, I don't want my time wasted, and I don't want to waste your time. So let me get a little bit of information about you. Let's kind of try and set up a 15 to 20-minute coaching call, and we can go from there. And that is going to put you in the perfect position in order to accomplish the objective of creating a marketing budget so that you can run these solo. And it's the same thing with the free advertising and looking on Craigslist. I mean, you can do the exact same thing that you're doing on Craigslist on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's just a matter of it's just using the platform, you know, and whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Okay. Yeah. And I am getting into the the paid advertising too with the mastermind group. So I'm looking forward to more of that. And I mean, I'm fully invested in this. Like, I know it takes time, but
well, that's really cool that you're fully invested. That means really that you can go ahead and run your solo ads, and while you're waiting for your solo ads to be run, you can be proactive and go ahead and hit up your free traffic sources. And that's kind of exactly what I'm doing in my business as well. So, right on, girl. You got it.
Yeah. It's terrifying, but, you know, if it's not scary, you're not doing it right, so.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good point right there, Hannah. If you want, I'll actually share. When I joined this, because I studied civil engineering in college and I loved it, and that's what I do right now for a living. However, again, I put myself through school, so I have a lot of financial obligations, you know, debt-wise with that. Anyway, you know, I was looking to kind of surpass that. I was sick of living, you know, paycheck to paycheck, and you know, I was like, well, what do I do if I'm already working 40 hours a week? Like, how is it possible to make another income? And I, you know, one day saw something online. It was, you know, online networking or marketing, should I say? And then I saw iPass, and it all hit me. I was hesitant at first because, again, I didn't have the money for it. I just didn't. And I had a coach. I did the 7-day trial, and the guy's name, his name's M. Wale, for instance. But he basically said, hey, it's fine if you don't want to do this, but the thing is that you're going to continue to do what you're doing now, and you're not going to see any change. It's those that take a risk and actually take the initiative and take massive action that, at the end of the day, they're going to reach those results. And so I love that you're saying that you're in this for the long haul, because you're going to see those results. You're going to have that breakthrough. And that's what I'm ready for too, because it's going to be amazing. And when you do that, you're going to remember this journey you're on, and you're going to be able to, you know, bring it to other people and show them that it's possible and that they can do it too. Because at the end of the day, they need to see that you had struggle in this, right? Because otherwise, they can't relate to you. It's not going to be possible, and that's where the sales come in, because they need that feeling that they can relate to you, that you had struggle and that they're dealing with the same thing, but they're going to have a breakthrough too. So I love that you're consistent with that. But yeah, as far as like what steps to take right now, I think you're hitting upon it right now, just being in this group. I'd say be consistent. Come to every webinar. This is going to be something that Sky and myself are going to do every Wednesday, because exactly this. People have questions, and they want those answered. And you know, Paulo's a busy man, so he doesn't always have that time to do that. But that's fine, because we're gonna help out. And again, this time is to recap on what was taught last week on the Saturday. If you have practice, whatever the case may be, we're gonna recap on it, and you're not gonna fall behind. All right, that's what our goal is here, is that you stay with us. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
The next thing
this weekend.
Yeah. No worries. Don't get stressed out. It's gonna be fun. Don't get stressed out. Like I said, Sky and I love helping people. I know Sky does too. And this is actually helping us, because it's making us learn it that much faster and actually really comprehending this information, you know. But the next thing I want to touch upon is that you talked about SurveyMonkey. Yeah, that's free, and it's a great tool, and that's something that's going to speed up your process. In fact, it took us a little bit before we really realized how that worked. What I'll do in a private message, Anna, I'll actually send you mine. I think that's fair, huh? I'll send you mine. You can take a look at it, and I don't even care if you use the same one. It's going to help you, right? So you can look at it, you can model it, remodel it, whatever, tweak it to, you know, whatever fits you. But it'll give you an idea of what exactly you want to have in your survey, because your survey is going to be essential. It's going to fall with that funnel, the self-liquidating funnel, and it's going to bring you results faster, because it's going to set you up to make those sales. Okay, you're going to get the information you need to know so that you can call them with the free coaching. And you're not going in there blindsided and like, oh, all right, how am I going to start this conversation? Okay, so earlier on this, not just to backtrack, what I said was I got the survey, right? I got the information back. I set up the appointment. I said, hey, what time works for you? She said, Wednesday. I said, okay, what time? She told me. I said, that works for me. Perfect. So I called her at that time. Let's say it was 7 o'clock, and I just introduced myself. That's the best thing. Don't be a robot, I guess. One thing that was taught to me was you want to warm up anybody that you talk to, because again, you don't want to go straight into sales because they need to gain your trust first, right? They need to know that you're legit and you're not just in it for the sale, that you're in it because you believe in them and you want to see them succeed too. Because if they don't feel that, they're not going to be buying from you because you're just trying to sell them something, and that product you're selling them might not work because again, they don't trust you. So why would you buy into something that you don't really know, right? So you want to gain their trust, So for instance, hey, I'm Josh, tell me about yourself. Just ask them, like, hey, tell me about yourself. They'll tell you something, and then you just do the same thing. Introduce yourself. Tell them your struggle maybe. And then right from there, what I would do, and what I've done, and I've found success with, is say, hey, so the next thing I want to do is talk about the survey you filled out. Because otherwise, what was the point, right? And then you walk through that survey with them, and you talk about every single question. You say, hey, I first asked if you're serious about this, which I already know you are because you're on the phone with me, right? You wouldn't be on this phone call if you weren't serious, I'd hope at least. And then you talk about, like, how much money they're looking to earn, because that's really key, how much money they're earning or wanting to earn, right? And then you want to know their marketing budget. What is it they have to market? Like what budget do they have? Because you want to work with the people that obviously have a little bit of money to spend, right? Because otherwise, you want to get paid for your time, okay? That's the most important thing. Because otherwise, you're going to waste time trying to teach these guys what you're doing. You're not going to get paid for it. I have not mastered this yet, but I'm learning because I'm just doing it. And every time I get on the phone, I'm learning more and more, and I'm teaching myself what works, what doesn't. So I don't know if that makes any sense, Anna, but that's how you kind of get the phone call set up, and then you take it from there. You start to bring in your tools and, furthermore. But I'm going to send you my survey. It'll make a lot more sense what I'm talking about.
Awesome. And it's really cool because this kind of also touched back with the quantum call from yesterday about us having to find our own journey to the ultimate vision of 2000. Some people may want to do solo ads and the free traffic. I know Arvo over there, he loves to blog, and he's in the solo mastery group, so blogging and solo ads. Personally, I'm trying to figure out a Facebook strategy as well as doing solo ads here with Josh, and along with starting to get comfortable doing webinars. We're all going to have a different path, and that's really awesome because the internet has that pathway for us. It's just using the tools to our advantage so that we can achieve the ultimate goal that we want out of it. And it really goes to show that, one conversation that Josh may have with a current prospect, he can tell you word for word exactly what he said, and you can try and copy that, but it may not work for you because, let's face it, not everybody sells the same, and you can't put yourself into Josh's shoes, per se, because you don't have his experiences and his knowledge that he's sharing with these other people. So really it comes down to you got to walk your own path and you got to find your own situation and figure out what works, and the only way to do that is to keep trying. If you fall down, get back up. Josh, I told you beforehand that I had a story that I wanted to share. Would you mind if I go ahead and go into that?
Absolutely.
All right, cool, guys. So I've been really excited about this. I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and this relates to my hockey career. I was very advantageous in roller hockey, and I've been playing since I was 5 years old, and I stopped when I was 18, 2 years ago, almost 3. But I actually stopped because the world just got overwhelming for me, and I just really had no time to do the things that I enjoy, and that's one of my reasons why I'm doing this business. But anyway, in my course of playing hockey, I played all the positions. I played offense, defense, and the most time that I played, I was goalie. When I started out playing, I was actually a defenseman. And I got pretty good at it because I just kept trying, kept going out there, kept falling down, and kept getting back up because I loved the sport and I loved to play. But I got so hooked to it I got tired of being a defenseman because I got tired of leaving the rink. So with that mentality in mind, I was like, you know what, screw it. I want to be a goalie, so I can be on the rink the whole time, and I can take control of it. I can get better and keep going and just never stop because I love doing it so much. And it's really awesome because that transition from me going from a defenseman to a goalie really relates to my time in life right now with being a student and turning around and teaching you guys this information through these webinars and really stepping up to be that leader that I really wanted to be for the longest time. It just has to be put into action and has to do it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here with you guys today. So I made that decision, and I went and I started playing goalie full time, and I did that for I think 5 or 6 years total. And I got really good. I achieved my goal and got most valuable goaltender, but it never started that way. And when I first started, I was letting in literally 13 to 15 goals a game. That's a horrible goaltender if you don't know anything about hockey. But as I got better, of course, it dropped down to 10, 9, 8 a game. And finally, when I got my MVG status, I was letting in 2 1/3 goals per game on average, which is pretty good. But that all fell apart when I hit 18 because I kind of quit. But, I like to pick it up back someday. But it was really cool because when I was thinking this story in my head today and really how it related to so many different things that have just happened over this past week, me and Josh deciding to do this call, the quantum call with Project 1000 and getting back up onto that horse and keep on going, it really related well, and I really hope that you guys kind of pull something out of that story and kind of relate it to it and use it as a motivator almost to keep you going.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, guys, actually, Sky, you might not realize this, but like that's exactly what you want to do in this business is relate what we're doing to a time in your life that was a transition for you. Like for him, it was hockey. He's saying to you guys that he consistently was taking action and didn't stop. He didn't quit because he wasn't doing so hot. He became a goalie and still was letting in a lot of goals, which, like he said, that's a lot of goals in hockey. But he turned out to get back up, and he was winning because of that. He turned out to be MVP. That takes the risk of actually putting yourself out there. Guys, you're not no one in this business is going to see those life-changing results if they don't put themselves out there and take that risk. And I saw this on Facebook today. His name's Nate Bryan, actually. He's one of the top earners out there. But he said something like this: the reason why people aren't creating empires out there is because they're so worried about others and how they're creating theirs. Okay? Let that sink in for a minute. What he means by that is that everyone's seeing success online, right? So, for instance, the most common site that people see this is Facebook, right? They see the results, which is awesome because that's what we're doing. We're going to show our results, right? But people get so fascinated of how this guy made $100K in a month, or maybe he made $5K in a day, right? That's amazing. You want to do the same, right? So you're all of a sudden you're glued in that, and it relates back to the conference call last night. Your vision. Don't stray away from it, because the moment you do, it becomes so difficult to get back on that track. Guys, there's going to be people that reach that breakthrough before you. It's reality. But it's up to you to just stick to the plan, stick to the vision, and take action. Because you're going to do the same. Who knows? You might be the one right next to him or her, and you might do a lot better than them. And you might get there faster. So the goal is, guys, just to stick on the plan, stick with your vision, and maintain that vision. And number one, know what your vision is. Because if you don't have a vision, this whole process is going to be very difficult. There's nothing there for you to fuel yourself on why you're even doing this. There's times that I'm sure all of us have been like, why are we doing this? And then you dig deep down and you're like, oh, that's right. That's right. So I don't know if everyone knows, but Paulo shared a simple tip. And Anna, maybe you didn't hear this, but every day, for instance, I'd like to see you write down your goals. This essentially is your vision. Every day, twice a day, write down your goals in mind. What is it you want to accomplish? And the reason for that is because you're going to remind yourself exactly why you're doing this, okay? That's very important because that's going to keep you on track. That's going to keep your vision at mind at all times. And when you do that, you're going to start seeing that you're taking more and more action towards that, okay? It's very important. And whoever doesn't, whoever hasn't heard this, do the same, because that's what I do every day. I do it twice a day, and if I'm feeling really good, I'll do it 3 times, maybe 4. But it's important to do that. You want to remind yourself. So to steer away from that, I want to continue and actually ask questions. So at this point, you should have finished Module 1. You should have finished Module 2. If you haven't, make sure you do so, because we have a Saturday domination where we're going to really crush it, and we're gonna get questions answered, and we're going to get further strategy brought to us, okay? In fact, Module 3 is already out. But anyway, I wanted to ask, does anyone have questions on Module 1? Because that was what was discussed also last Saturday. Not to put anyone on spotlight, but it's definitely important.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm working off my iPad here right now, so it's a little bit difficult swapping from thing to thing here. But I wanted to go ahead and thank you and Sky both, Josh, because you guys are both right. Paolo is a very, very busy man. I see him on at 5:30 in the morning, and often I see him on well past midnight, and he is constantly at it. So I realize the team is expanding, and all of us need to go ahead and take a little bit more action as far as helping out all the newer members and everything. And I just want to thank both of you. What I have been doing here for the last couple of weeks since we ran the first solo ads, I realized that I had a problem somewhere. I didn't know if it was in my funnels or videos or what. I realized that I had a problem because I was not really seeing the type of results that I should have been seeing. And I found out, and don't get discouraged, because problems are going to go ahead and arise. And you basically got to be the jack of all trades. And luckily, we've got masters of some everywhere, somewhere in the group. And I found out that YouTube had dropped all my videos. So literally, they were clicking on a link and there was nothing there. And I fixed that problem. And there's a lot of little broken links, but you got to do the maintenance on everything. And if you see something isn't working right, please ask the questions, look into it yourself if you can, and just keep pressing on. Because like my wife says and everything, when you get to the end of the rope, just find yourself a new rope. You got to keep on going. So I know what I want. I know where my goals are, and like I said, it's been a little bit of a struggle here, Anna, but it's worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end, and hopefully we'll see you over there in Tennessee here too.
That's awesome, man. Thank you. And that's awesome, because he's sharing exactly what the thing is that in this business, if you're not struggling, you're not doing enough. And what I mean by that is, like, that means you're not trying anything new. You're not getting out of that comfort zone, right? You're like, all right, I'm not that good at videos, but I'm not gonna try and record any more videos. Like, that was like, honestly, that was probably my weakest feeling, like, coming into this, because I never did a live broadcast or any videos. I love social media. I love Facebook. I love Instagram. Let's be honest, it's pretty fun. But I just never recorded videos like that. So I was like, oh, I got to record a video of myself? Like, what? But honestly, the more and more you do it, like, I feel like comfortable as hell. I'm talking in front of you guys right now. I feel great, because this is going to bring me to where I want to be, guys. I mean, that's exactly why we do this. And Arvo, like, thank you for thanking us. I mean, this isn't just for us. This is for you guys. I mean, like, we want to bring the most valuable, material for you guys. We want to recap on everything. And then, hey, during this thing, we're going to learn something new ourselves. Like, tonight, I learned that, hey, like, for someone coming new into this, they're going to be a little overwhelmed. I didn't realize how overwhelming it was, but then I'm like, holy crap, like, I'm, like, way over here, and she just got in this. But guess what, Anna? It's fine, because that's how I felt when I first started. Like, I was just like, what is this? How do we do this? Show me. Like, show me the way. What steps do I take? Right? So that's.
Sorry, Josh. Another cool thing I like about these live hangouts is the fact that sometimes even myself, when Paulo goes into a new concept or a new topic and he describes it, it just kind of goes over my head. And then, we'll go back and we'll review it or something, and I'll hear somebody else describe it in a slightly different way, and it will just make perfect sense. And I know there are other people out there like me myself, so if we can go out there and put this information and this knowledge into our own words and re-give it back to you guys just by recapping it, I really feel that it'll almost help you. It'll be inevitable, but to help you as long as you stay plugged in achieving your next breakthrough. So that was just, sorry for cutting you off there, Josh, but I really wanted to
How
add
many
that.
times have we had to have a little bit of a discussion after some of these meetings and worked out problems here, Sky? It's worked out
How
great.
many times have we called each other, Argo? I mean, I got you on speed dial now.
That's awesome, guys. That's awesome. So, yeah, I hope you feel a lot more welcome now, Anna. I certainly feel like I know you a little bit better, and that's also what these are going to be for, is like for us to feel like family, because essentially we're all working towards the same goal in mind, and that's to achieve that next level of success and make that breakthrough, right? I know that's for me. I know it's for Sky. I know it's for Arvo, and from what you're saying, it sounds like that's what you want too. So again, what Sky was saying is just keep taking action. Just keep taking action. You're gonna feel like you understand this a lot more if you just keep taking action.
Yeah.
Send you my survey, Monkey. But what was that?
Oh, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I don't want to steer off track. Do you have any questions on Module 1?
I don't think I did. I left that notebook at work, so I
Okay.
don't know because I watched that about a week ago.
Okay.
I'll be honest,
I have my
I've got to
notebook
go through the modules again.
Okay. Yeah, and that's another thing too, guys. Before we go and wrap this up, I mean, we can go longer. It doesn't matter. But that's something that I think is going to be helpful for everyone. Don't just go through it that one time and take notes. Like, go through it a couple of times, because there's going to be something in there that you may or may have not written down. And also, you're going to look at it at different angles every single time, and you're going to reteach yourself it, and it's going to make more and more sense every time. It's like anything, You're studying for an exam, you rewrite your notes because your brain starts to think that way again. It starts to remind you.
I can't look at something
Arvo,
one time and understand it. I have to look at it a couple of times. I look through it the entire way the first time, then I start writing down questions.
Bingo.
Arvo,
Bingo.
do you remember when Aaron Rashkin was up on stage in Vegas and asking people in the crowd, who was like, has anybody here ever made 6 figures? And the crowd was just kind of like silent. And then he asked, how many of you went through the Inner Circle audios 3 or more times? And once again, dead silence. So really what it comes down to, guys, is you're not going to pick it up on the first time. You may not even pick it up on the second time. You want to go through those every once in a while. A strategy that I like to do, especially for the Inner Circle audios, is I download them to my phone anywhere I drive. That's what I listen to from now on. Sorry for straying off topic there. But, we want to master this stuff, so it's not going to be just a once and done and I'm getting terrorized by a cat. And it's not going to be just a once and done thing. That's why those modules are up there. They're up there for your purposes, and just keep going back and keep refreshing your memory and getting those extra clues out of it, because it's like the second time you've watched a movie, you've seen stuff that you didn't notice the first time. But, exactly.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I guess we both can't stress that enough. And like Arvo said, he's another one on here. Like, the more you're persistent in just looking over information, the more easy it's going to be for you to retain that information, I should say. You're just going to start to remember it, and it's going to be a lot clearer for you. So that's something you should definitely do. And yeah, you don't have your Module 1 in front of you, that's fine. I'm just going to throw this out here. The Module 1 entailed building a list, turning the gas pump on, and then building a big bleep marketing budget. And yeah, and then it's just strategy. So I don't know if that rings any bells as far as if you guys had questions or not. If not, that's fine. But yeah, so I think this is where we kind of close this off. If you guys have any further questions, let us know now, and we're more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, did you guys get massive value out of this? I mean, definitely let us know and what we might be able to critique.
No, yeah, it's
Again,
really helpful.
Yeah, I agree. And also, again, thank you for this. This was what we've been needing. We've been needing an expansion of our team here to do a little bit of training, a little bit of instruction. Yes, you definitely gave some excellent value here on this.
Thank you.
Awesome. And for those of you out there watching that don't know what solo ads are, the solo ad master group, because I'm thinking of sending this link out to a couple people that I know. You guys can gladly message either me or Josh, and we can give you some info on how you can get involved in that. But really, our ultimate goal with this was just to give you guys some massive value out of this, and just try and get everybody on the same page for our team and keep growing just like we should.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna end this at the point that we really appreciate everyone that's on this tonight. It just shows that you guys are committed to wanting to get to that next level, and you want to succeed, and you want to make sure that you're learning the right material and that you actually understand it. That's really important to do, because it's one thing of just reading information and looking over it, and it's another thing of actually understanding and putting it into action. So that's something that we really want to address in every single one of these webinars. And why I say every single one of these webinars is because Guy and I have agreed to continue to do this. Every Wednesday from now on, we're going to start doing these 8:30 webinars. And it's going to basically answer any questions that people might have. Most importantly, review the previous module. It'll talk over Saturday's domination, and it'll talk about just conference calls and just valuable information that we think everyone needs to really understand and be putting into action. And again, it's a strategy webinar. It's what we're doing, what's working for us, and how we can help you, because we're here to serve you guys too. So yeah, does anyone have questions? Or
I think the midweek time for 8:30 on Wednesday is a perfect time too. That gives you time to go over everything from Saturday, review it, and all that. The only reason I didn't get a chance to do that is for the fact that I was doing a little bit of backpedaling, trying to go ahead and fix all my links.
No worries. Hey, Arvo, we appreciate you being here, man. That's all that matters. And then your input.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So,
Yes.
Anna, do you have any questions? Like you do.
I guess I don't know if I should just do this in a message or on here, because I know Paolo had talked about doing solo ads 250 or 300 a week to test things out. Do you guys know, like, he said starting in April, so you buy 1,000 in April. Do you know, are we going through someone he has? I mean, I haven't talked to him about it yet, so I wasn't sure if you guys had any answers.
I got a good answer for that. So it sounds like, first off, you want to make sure your funnel's set up before you even think about that. So just get that set up. But anyway, he's offered a first time. This is the first time Sky and I and Arvo have heard of this. This new guy, Igor, he's really successful, and he's offering 500 clicks minimum. But in that 500 clicks, it's guaranteed that you're going to get a 30 to 40% conversion rate, which is extremely good. However, that kind of goes back to 250 to 300 a week. So it's either you do that twice a month or you just do the 250. Now, if you're looking to do 250 to 300, I think you'd have to do 300 anyway. But we have another vendor. I can send you a link to it, and that actually will set you up with some pretty good traffic. That's another way of doing it. I don't know if he's put any other links in there for that kind of traffic.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else.
What was that?
I haven't seen anything else, so I was just curious.
Yeah, I'll look into that. He did mean start doing that, but that's something that I can ask him or we can readdress. But I think, and this is I guess between this group and us right now, what my best recommendation for you, Anna, and all of us actually, is to see You want to know proof before you buy into something, right? He said he bought 500 clicks. Let's see how his results are, right? Let's see what he gets back. Because if it's really good, then it would make more sense to do the 500 clicks, right? I mean, why not?
Right.
You're going to get good results. So,
Yeah.
I'd recommend that. And then if he doesn't, then that's kind of up to you if you want to take that risk. I mean, either way, the guy's guaranteeing 30 to 40%. Otherwise, it's free. Or you can do the 250 to 300 clicks. But I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna find out if that link for the other traffic is on there. So I'll let you know.
Okay.
I wanted to
Thank
add traffic and everything. Once we get that all sorted out, what I was planning on doing was trying to run a co-op traffic with the group, just because I like the fact when we went in all in 1,000 clicks and we all got 100 clicks out of it. I'm thinking I'm going to do a 200 minimum click per person, and how I'm going to be doing my clicks is I'm going to buy 200 one week, 300 the next week, 200 next week, 300 next week, and kind of alternate it. That's just kind of a look into my mind on how I'm going to play that out. And yeah, just stay tuned, because what I will do is I will be looking at how much of a discount we'd actually get from buying traffic in bulk as a team and seeing, just spreading it out like that, trying to save everybody a little bit of money. So
Yeah, I love that. And Anna, so for instance, I don't think you're around for this, but co-op is really cool because you kind of get like a discounted price, right? You're trying to get 200 clicks, maybe 300 clicks a week. You can get that at discounted rate because we're doing a co-op. So it's something definitely to consider. Just getting started, that we're all going in on this, and you're going to get it at a discounted rate. So that'll be something Sky and I discuss furthermore. But that's something that's going to be a really good opportunity for you to get involved in if you're just getting started. So
Sweet.
But yeah, I mean, if you don't have any other questions, that's probably it. But again, I would wait to see Hollow's results, because if they're really good, it might make sense to at least try that out too. But again, Sky and I are going to talk further on the co-op traffic and get that situated. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
until next Wednesday, guys. This was awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
We had a good time, and
Thanks,
it's really
guys.
cool because
Hey,
we can,
wait,
come out
before you go, if you guys got massive value, like you said, just write it in the group. Let's get more people on here, guys. Okay? Just show like, hey, awesome, job, Josh and Sky, or you guys brought massive value.
Here's some love.
Show the love.
I'll show the love here in a minute.
Absolutely. All right, guys.
Yeah, so we just really appreciate you guys, and we want to continue to serve you. So just keep coming on Wednesday, and it's going to get better and better. And yeah, so at this point, I'm gonna close this off, and you guys have a good night. Sky, just stay on here, and yeah,
Just click and
you guys have a
broadcast.
good night.
Thank you.